a lot of Facebook people helping us out here. So thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. This is definitely going to be worth the wait, uh, because this Naturally line it's everything. And I'm so excited
Mm,
to um, share Julia's passion with the world, basically. And that's why I
mm,
asked her to do this with me, is because I know nobody else who is more excited about this Naturally line than Julia. And
mm.
I learned so much from our conversation yesterday of, just all the basics and why and who. But what I loved was your passion and your value system and just sharing it with us.
Oh,
I think
thank
we have a
you.
lot to learn, and I'm not taking any more of your time because I got a whole bunch of
Mm.
questions for you. Are you ready?
Yeah, my heart is pounding after after that.
Well,
Oh,
just like to get it going just a little bit,
yeah,
just
just to go
to,
and start off, just like to
yeah,
get everyone, keep them on their toes and all that. Yeah, it'd be good. So you
I
handled that
mean,
really well.
if it was seamless and wonderful, then it wouldn't be entertaining. So we're
I love it.
entertaining. This is it.
Yes, you are.
Okay.
Uh,
So, what I really want to first just start the conversation going is, um, how did this come about? Because we haven't had anything like this ever before. And in fact, hardly anybody has anything like this right now. And so, how did this come about from your perspective with all of our line?
Oh man, wow. So this is, I would say this would be a personal value of mine. It's something, this isn't like a fad, or for me at least, it's not like something that just here by night, gone tomorrow. This is like a lifestyle that I've had, really for years. And, I know that I will say that Gandhi has this great quote that I love, and it's be the change that you want to see. And so I've always heard from day one, since I was a brand new consultant, from New Consultant Training 101, I always heard that Mary Kay listens to us, like the company listens to us. And I always believed that, and I found that to be true. And so, since this is a personal value of mine, I have just been what I would call being pleasantly persistent, just pleasantly, lovingly, like, hey, it's me again. And here's something else I thought you would want to know. And I just continue to share my passion for this with Mary Kay Corporate. And to their credit, they, continue to have an open ear and a willing ear to listen. And I'm so grateful for that. And then obviously, this is not all about one person at all by any means. It's just something that our national sales directors and our advisory board and so many top directors, continue to share with Mary Kay how we feel like this would be a great addition to our line. And so, when I first started Mary Kay 18 years ago, I had an older friend that pulled me aside and she was like, Julia, there comes an age in every woman's life where she doesn't care how much it costs. She just wants to know, does it work? Okay. And so while that is absolutely still true, that most people, their priority really is anti-aging, and we have killer anti-aging products. I do believe that there is another group of people that have a different priority. And for some of them, their main priority is not necessarily anti-aging, but rather to be using what I would call like clean skincare. Like they want to make sure that what they put in their body with food and on their body, that those ingredients are, I would say, closer to nature. And so, we've always said in Mary Kay that, Mary Kay Ash had the vision that her company would be for all women, not even just in the United States, but globally around the world, that we're all connected and united as women. And so, we believe that Mary Kay's for all women. And I believe the company really recognized that we do want to have a skincare line that really could blow it out of the ballpark for that group of people who really value clean skincare. And not only would we deliver it, but we would do it really right, and we would go like way above and beyond. And so now for me, this line feels really complete, that, no matter what a woman desires in her skincare, that we really do have something to offer.
That's awesome. I mean,
Yeah.
we really do have something for everybody. And
Mm-hmm.
we just don't have a segment of the population that there's a gap or there's a hole, that we really
Yeah.
do have everything. So, okay. So speaking of, we've got something for everybody. Who would you say that this Naturally line is for?
Okay. It would be people that, they have a personal value. It's like a value system, that what they put on their body, that they want it to be a little bit closer to nature. I believe that those type of, the people in that genre, that they will pay more for quality products that they trust, because it's more of a lifestyle. And I just want to say that up front that I'm kind of that person. Well, not kind of, I am that person. There are different degrees of people who have like a clean
There's no
lifestyle.
kinda,
Yeah,
Julia.
okay, yeah, it's like you're pregnant or you're not. So I am that person. I am like the militant person. It's a value, but it has in my entire life, even since from a little girl. I mean, like I have backyard urban chickens, and I'm standing on a grounding mat right now, and I'm a dry brushing, tongue scraping kind of person. You know, I mean, I serve on a Christian environmental nonprofit board. I mean, like that's just like who I am. Oh my gosh, my sales directors for my like a gift last year gave me a wood watch. I mean, that's like they decided we're going to give Julia a wood watch. So I'm just saying this to say like this is a core of who I am. Anyway, so that I mean, it's for people who really want more clean products. It also could be for people who have really sensitive skin, who really feel like they've used other things and they just can't find something for. I would even say it's for younger, like let's say even preteens. It would be great to use this line for, even men. So it really covers a broad spectrum of consumers.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah.
You know, we were talking yesterday, Julia was talking about those people and them and people that want this. And I said, Julia, so do you use this? And she goes, oh, yes. And I said, is this your value system? And she goes, oh, yeah, I'm militant. And I was like, yes, this is so cool. So you're getting a perspective from somebody who doesn't just talk a talk. This is her lifestyle. I mean, when you're standing on a grounding mat,
Yeah.
and I mean,
I really am.
Oh, look, see, it's really cool. It's just really cool. Okay, so what makes our Naturally line so special? Because I know you have, you've gone and experienced and seen what the other world out there has in a natural, you know, I'm using my fingers here, line. What makes us so special?
Yeah, well, I think that the real hero here that really separates our Mary Kay Naturally line from maybe other lines out there, is the fact that it's certified from Cosmos EcoCert product. And I'll explain that in a second what that means. But I just want to say, isn't it just like Mary Kay? Like it is just like us. This is what we would do. That when we put something out there, we're going to take our time and not go with a fad, but rather do it right and do it well and do the research. And they literally searched the world for the highest credential in the world, and they found it, and they said, that's a credential that we are going to have. And so what basically, in the absence of a formal definition of natural, we scanned the globe and we found that in Europe, at one point, there had been 5 different independent certifying natural organic product certifications. And they each used to have their own standard. And so in Europe, those 5 governing bodies got together and they said, hey, this is confusing. Let's come up with one standard so it's very clear and streamlined. And that is how Cosmos EcoCert was born. And in my opinion, Cosmos EcoCert, I believe, is viewed as the highest natural product credential in Europe, and I would actually say the world. And so this product has to be made in France at one facility, because that's part of the EcoCert certification, is it has to be manufactured under very strict guidelines. But EcoCert also, they inspect the sourcing of all the ingredients. And I know sourcing is really important to people in this vein. They inspect the transportation of all the ingredients to the facility. They inspect the packaging, the process to manufacture. It's all very, very, very strict. And I believe that trust is very important for someone who'd be very attracted to this product. You want to be able to trust from the earth, you know, to the bottle. You know, we want to know that we can trust what's inside that bottle, and definitely with EcoCert we can do that.
That's awesome. I mean, and I think what you said was, we didn't just come out with something that could be sort of kind of natural. Like, we did it all the way, and it is so just like Mary Kay to do something like that. And it's really very cool. So is there anything else that really sets this line apart from other things that are on the marketplace.
Yes. Oh my gosh. Yes. So I'll show us the products in a little bit. I know you all probably like dying to see them. I'm snuggling. Can I snuggle? I'm going to snuggle with these products. I love these so much. But there's a couple things on my grounding mat. That would be a good like a Facebook post. But no, there's a couple things you need to know. The first thing is that 3 of the 4 are 100% naturally derived. Now think about that. 100%. Like we actually can say they're 100% naturally derived. So 3 of them are 100%. The other one is 99, not 90 or 95, 99.49% naturally derived. So it's insane level of naturally derived. Of course, they're all non-GMO. They don't have parabens. They don't have synthetic fragrances. Any scent that you smell from them is definitely from the natural products in them, like the vanilla bean in the cleanser, or some of the sweet almond oil in the oil, the face oil. There's no mineral oil. There's no alcohol, no sodium lauryl or lauryl sulfates, no phthalates. By the way, none of our products have phthalates in them. Of course, they're cruelty free. I mean, even the boxes are made from packaging from the Forest Stewardship Council. So it's got a lot of just the fact that it's got it on the bottle too, that they're 100% natural is really, I think that's significant. That's far above and beyond what most lines could ever even get close to saying.
Right. So tell us, because I was interested yesterday, what that 0.51%. I was trying to do the math in my head. That's very scary and very difficult, I gotta say. What's that one little tiny ingredient in the cleanser that keeps us from that 100 from all?
Right. Okay. Yeah. It's funny. People want to know, like, what's that 0.5%? So actually it's, let me see. It's a product protector, which is actually an ingredient that helps to not have any color or texture or odor shifts, and it's also a blending agent. So believe it or not, when you put all these natural ingredients together, they don't just naturally blend easily. And so in this product, you know, they had to add that it's a half of a percent. It's not even a full percent to keep that going. But a lot of times people want to know, well, what does naturally derived mean? Like, it sounds good, but what does that mean? And so we actually define naturally derived ingredients as coming from natural sources processed with the Cosmos standard, which that Cosmos standard is the standardization of the EcoCert. And so the natural sources are basically include from water, from plants, from minerals, from ingredients of mineral origin, from agriculture ingredients. And basically anything outside of that, Cosmos would consider it synthetic or man-made. And so that's how they define that, if you're wondering.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah.
So it's got no phthalates. Am I saying that right?
Yeah. Yes, it's phthalates.
Okay, yeah. Phthalates and no parabens and no synthetic dyes, no synthetic fragrance. We did have this conversation about fragrance yesterday that I just wanted to throw in there. Especially the oil, and we're going to go through right now, like she's going to take us through all these different products, but the oil is like my favorite thing. Talk about cuddling. I haven't done it on a grounding mat yet, but that could be something new that I try. But the oil has that almond in it, and we were talking about fragrance because everything makes me sick. Like if somebody has perfume on that sits next to me, I get headache, I get nauseous, and it's gotten worse as I've gotten older, which is such a bummer. Lots of things have gotten worse as I've gotten older. another Zoom, another Facebook for this. But I haven't had any problems with it, and it is a natural, just because of the almond. But just so you know, fragrance people, it's a non-issue for me. I'm pretty
That's great
with it.
That is great.
Okay, so show us about product, Julia.
Yeah, well, let me just first say this, that I am Mary Kay True Blue to the core for 18 years. I will say I knew this product was coming a long time ago. It just took a while because they had to get it right. They had to get it right. They kept saying, we had to get it right. We're not going to not put it out there until we're 100% confident. I knew this product was coming, and because of all of our collaboration that I've had with the company, I knew they were going to send me one of the first sets of it. And so I wanted to have a way to kind of compare like what else is out there. And so I tried some other lines, which was hard to do, but I knew it was for the good of the whole, right? So I tried other lines. I had to try other lines. And I was pretty much blown out of the water. Like I was shocked at actually the quality of the product was like put everything else under the table. And I thought, gosh, and it's just like Mary Kay, that again, we produced, we just did it well. We hit a home run with it. And I've always said my whole Mary Kay life, like at every Mary Kay party I would always say this phrase: for the quality, for the quantity, for the price, you can't beat Mary Kay. For the quality, for the quantity, for the price, you can't beat Mary Kay. And this is exactly the same thing with the Mary Kay price point. The price point is incredible for the product. I actually think it could have been more expensive for how well done it is. So let me go through the bottles. This is a cleanser. I hope you can see me. Here we go. The cleanser. Mm-hmm. Okay. This is the purifying cleanser. It's $26. It has corn flour, floral water in it, and sweet almond oil in it. It has got a wonderful vanilla scent. I love this cleanser. Every time I put it on, I really enjoy putting it on because the vanilla scent in it is just lovely. Some people have found that because there's no sudsing of the product, they like to put it on with a cotton pad. That's nice too. I don't really do that, but this is a great, great product that a lot of people are dying and loving. The other product I want to show you is the exfoliating powder. Now, this is a very novel product, and I would use the word novel. I think it's off the grid. Like when they said that we're having a powder cleanser or a powder exfoliant, I was like, what? Like one you add water to? I was so excited about that because to me, this is so off the grid. I mean, who has a powder cleanser? And then my second thought was, ooh, a powder cleanser. That sounds really gritty. I don't know if I'm going to like it. Okay, when I got this, I was blown ever loving away. It has these little wax beads in it. There's citric acid and castor oil beads. And what you do is you add, and I don't know, but I'm holding my phone this weird way because now we're portrait mode here. Let me see. But this powder, okay, here we go. Oh, there we go. This powder, let me just show you. Okay, so you put it on your hand and you mix it. I put it in my hand here, and you mix it with water. You can mix it with the cleanser. You can mix it with the oil, and you make a little paste and you put it on your face. It kind of reminds me like on Pinterest how there's always like make your own, like, you know, your little masks and stuff. So it's sort of like a little chemistry project here right in your bathroom. I think like millennials are going to love that. Gen Z is going to love that, and put it all over your face. And when you wash it off, okay, do you remember the very first time you ever tried microdermabrasion, people? Do you remember like the first moment you're like, oh, I know my face could feel that soft. You'll have probably the same response with this. You'll be like, oh, my face feels so soft, but in a totally different way. Like it's not rough or anything like microderm. It's absolutely incredible. The third product is the oil. It's called the Nourishing Face Oil, and it has sweet almond oil in it, olive oil, and sesame oil. And again, it's also 100% natural. This is like, I could absolutely eat it. I love this oil. There's so many things you can do with this oil. But not only put it all over your face, but also you could put it on the ends of your hair. What I did at seminars, I added the blending blush, a black blending sponge, sorry, that we have. I got it wet and I mixed my foundation with a little oil in it and like put it right here. And oh my gosh, it just gave me this beautiful glow. You can put it in your cuticles. It's just like one of these products that even if you use our Time-Wise Repair or our anti-aging brands, you know, lines, you are going to love this oil. It's something that every woman is going to love. And this is 48. And the final product is the moisturizing stick. This is like a giant chapstick. And I love it. It's also 100% natural. It's 28 and it's got beeswax in it and candelilla wax in it. And it's like this giant chapstick. And you can put it all over your face, your neck, in your cuticles. You can get a different one and put it on your feet or your elbows. My daughter, who is a preteen, she just really started wanting to wash her face. And this is the line that she uses. And for whatever reason, this is it's easier for her to really use this stick all over her face than it is to use any other type of moisturizer or the oil. And so this is 28. So all four of the products together, as if you put them all four, the 26, 34, 48, and 28, it comes to 136 for all four. They all four have about a 2-month or more window of use up. Obviously, we haven't had these products for over 2 months yet, so we'll see in the field what we feel like. But Mary Kay, the company, feels like that you know, they're about 2 months or more. Yes, they're all non-comedogenic. They're all tested for sensitive skin, and they're just incredible. So I love these products. Heather, what about you? Do you have some?
Well, so this oil is, if you want national sales directors to pet you, I would be, I do. So, I've been putting that in my toning lotion, and talking about the over 40 and things that happen with aging, I was getting these wrinkles on my arms. I don't think that's fair to have wrinkles on your arms, but they're really diminishing, and my skin feels so soft. So I'm mixing it with my toning lotion. Love, love, love that. And then I think that moisturizing stick is the best I've ever used as far as a balm on my lips. I'm obsessed with it.
Yes, I love it.
Yeah. And I smell really good. And my husband keeps saying, "You smell so good. You smell so good. You smell so good." And it's that nourishing oil. It just has the most amazing, luxurious scent to it.
I love it. I know.
So
I could
love
like
it.
just put it. I just pour it like all over my body.
It's true. I was
I love
thinking
that.
I am not going to get 2 months out of that oil. I am being way too liberal with my usage. I'm like, because beard oil, like I've heard that there's a lot of men that are
Yes.
using it for beard oil. I'm like, what on my body is not going to use oil? Like, I feel like we're just gonna, I'll be militant just like you because I'm just gonna use the
I love
oil
it.
all over.
Oh, that's so fun. I love that you love that oil. And I will say even for people who use the anti-aging lines of Mary Kay, you really could still, add in this oil. I think every girl needs one of these really for their nightstand or for their purse because you can just use this constantly. So these are really good items to add on to those who have another, skincare regimen. Heather, I wanted to ask you, you've done some early test panels with these products. What products do you feel like customers have really been attracted to?
Well, so here is a very interesting thing. So we've been doing our events and are just gathering people to try this line specifically. So usually when I gather people, I ask a whole bunch of questions about skin and we really customize to what people are looking for. But for these purposes, the last couple of weeks, I'm like, okay, I got to know about this naturally line. I got to know what people think. So we've all been testing that, whether it's a
Mm-hmm.
value system for them or not, they've been trying it. And I think shocked would probably be a really good word because I've been shocked at everybody. I'm not just some people in the groups have been like, "Oh, this is good." Everybody has been like, "Oh my gosh, that powder is unbelievable. That oil is so cool." And even if they're oily, normal, dry, and this is really targeted towards a normal to dry girl, but my oily girls are loving it. Like all ages are loving it. Like I've got an Offspring sales director and she's commenting on here, Aubrey Rogers. She's obsessed. She hasn't put anything else on her face since she's gotten this. And it's been like 6 weeks. And
Mm-hmm.
she was like, I thought I was just going to use it for a couple days to try it, but it's the best. And that is really cool that people are just, no matter the value system, just product wise, it's amazing. Even if you
Mm-hmm.
don't even look at what's in the ingredients, the product itself stands alone.
Yes,
It's pretty cool.
absolutely. Well, so you made a comment, you said a second ago, like normal to dry. And so it really is a line that's for, I'd say normal skin, but if you had a slant oily or dry, it probably slants more dry.
Right.
So I want to ask you about oily people though. Like, could oily people use this line? Like, what about oily folks,
Right.
especially the oil? Do you want to put oil on top of oil?
Oil. That was my thought because I'm like the oiliest person in the world. I'm like oil on top of oil. Like I could fill that whole bottle like in a day with the face oil that
Oh,
comes, like
gross.
I am my own nourishing oil. But I have been, skin is different. So not everybody's going to have the same experience. That's why we do have 6 different lines so that everybody can find exactly what they
Mhm.
need and what they want. But if you have oily skin, even acne prone skin, I wouldn't not try it. I
Mm.
think that there are people out there, and I've seen the pictures of people that are oily, more blemish prone, and are having amazing results with this. So
Mhm.
I wouldn't be scared to try it, honestly. And because I was a little hesitant being an oily girl, I'm like, oh, I don't know. But I think it's going to be really good. Not for everybody, but I think you should try it
Yeah. And I would
for
just start
sure.
if you're oily, I would just start with like 1 drop or 2 drops. just start very small,
Yeah.
and and just very lightly check it out. So that's great. Someone else I just saw, I usually can't pay attention to comments while I'm on a video because I get really distracted, but someone said something about it says fragrance. Guys, listen to me. It has no synthetic fragrance. There's no like man-made fragrance, but the fragrance that's there is like a naturally derived fragrance. Okay. And the other thing I want to say is, every term on the box on the ingredients has to be the legal term for something that's natural. So just keep that in mind. That if you have any questions, Mary Kay has extensive info on In Touch about all the different ingredients, like what they mean and what they are and how they're naturally derived. But Cosmos EcoCert is so strict, you guys, like no kidding, insane strict, that everything is is kosher. So.
Yeah. And I'm just looking at some of these comments of the people that have been using it that are oily and blemish prone, and they're having great results with this.
Oh,
so
that's great.
I mean, I'm really excited to see some transformations. I mean, like I said, my offspring Aubrey, like I just can't stop looking at her face. It's just, there's a glow factor that I haven't seen before.
Well, let me say this. We went on a 2-week family RV trip out west in June. Anyway, it was kind of crazy. I don't know if I'd do it again, but it was super fun. And I only took these 4 products for skincare. That's all I took. Like I was, trapped in an RV. I had no way to get anything else. I didn't want anything else. This is all I had. And when I got back, I actually had people in my neighborhood when we got off the 2-week bus, basically, say, "Oh, your skin looks amazing." Like they commented on how great my skin looked, which I thought was really cool that they noticed. And maybe it's the oil just gives you that glow, but regardless of what it was, I was grateful. At 41, I like it when people comment on my skin.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's right.
Absolutely. Right. I was going to just mention about, like, for those of you, especially customers and consultants, whoever's watching this, that wants to try this isn't something that we have samples for right now, and we're not making our own samples. This is something that you either need to have your consultant bring to the gym, you need to come to their house, you need to, you got to get with us as consultants and try this, because it's not, or just take Julia's word for it and get it and be awesome and have glowy skin. And I don't know about the 2-week RV trip, but I feel like the skin is going to be super great. But this is something that you want to get your hands on very quickly. So call your consultant, sit down one-on-one and have this experience, because it will be definitely an experience together. So Julia, close us up with, what else would you say about your experience with this line and your championing, that's not a word, of this line, and just all of it. I love the part at the very beginning where you said that Mary Kay listens to us, and this was a Salesforce driven product. And just talk to us a little bit about, just finish us out with how awesome this company is. Honestly.
Oh, I know. I really do love Mary Kay. Well, in case you just got on, what I said at the beginning is I heard from the very beginning of New Consultant Training 1-on-1 that Mary Kay, the company, really does listen to us. And I thought that was interesting to have a multi-billion-dollar global company that really listens to their sales force, but they really do. And this lifestyle is a personal value for me. It's not been a health fad. It's been something that from being a child, I've always been very environmentally sensitive. And because I knew the company listens to us, I really just began writing letters, being pleasantly persistent, having, nice conversations with corporate staff saying, hey, this is important. I know that our top leadership of Mary Kay, many other national sales directors, top directors also shared thoughts with their company. And one of my very favorite quotes ever is the quote, "Never forget that a small group of thoughtful, committed citizens can change the world. Indeed, it's the only thing that ever has." Let me say it one more time. Never forget that a small group of thoughtful, committed citizens can change the world. Indeed, it's the only thing that ever has. And if you think about Jesus and his disciples, or you think about the founding fathers of America, I mean, it's true. A small group of thoughtful, committed citizens can change the world. And this new natural line for me is I would say, a tangible manifestation of a vision that I've had for a really long time. And I know that Dr. Lucy Gilday, who is our chief scientific officer, she did say on the NSC trip that I was the inspiration for the line. That was almost more than I can handle. I'm not going to take credit for that, but she did say that. But what it was is maybe I was the beginning, like gentle little nudging of it, but then the top, the inner circle national sales directors came forward, and I want to say they are beasts, and they really took it to another level with the company. Our advisory board stood up and said, this is important. We need to do this. And to give a really big nod to our CEO, David Hall, and Ryan Rogers, Mary Kay's grandson, who said, oh my goodness, you're onto something. They listened, and they decided, you know what, we're going to do it. And they took their time to do it, but it was only because they wanted to get it right. And so for me, the launch of this line, I could like burst into tears, because personally, it was like a Red Sea parting moment in my life. It really does show the power of one, that the power of one or the power of a small group of people really can change the trajectory of a global multi-billion-dollar company. You guys, you know, Mary Kay, Europe wants this line, like Mary Kay, like around, we're a global company in like 40 countries, and so many of the markets want this line. So literally that pleasant persistence over time, and then people joining in, really has changed the trajectory of our company. And I believe that this line will be a game changer. So I want to thank you for watching. I want to thank all of our potential customers who might be watching. I want to thank the Mary Kay Salesforce who's watching. Heather Jane Kent, I want to thank you for asking me to do this. And I really want to thank our corporate staff really for yoking with this idea and to produce something that was so above bar that it really blew my mind. I'm so excited and so hopeful and like giddy with excitement about what's going to happen. And I think it's going to be a game changer. So.
Oh, I couldn't agree more. And you brought tears to my eyes thinking about change, and just, I believe, and which is why I asked you to do this, is that this can be a complete game changer for us as Mary Kay consultants, as the company, but for our customers that haven't been able to use our product line or just didn't feel like it lined up. Well, it lines up now. And I'm thrilled to death to be a part of this. And thank you, Julia, for taking your time to educate us and inspire us. I mean, I'm going to go get a grounding mat. I'm pretty excited about all of this. I do have a brush. It's buried somewhere, but I'm going to dig it out. I'm going to dry brush. I'm going to ground, and I'm going to use oil on my face. Like, it is, thank you for just being a champion for the skincare, but just for a lifestyle that is so important to you. Thank you for sharing that with us today. So thank you very much from the bottom of my heart. And thank you guys for watching all of this. Share to everybody. This line is for a lot of people out there, and we can't wait to get it on your faces.
That's right.
Bye, guys.
Thank you, Heather. Thank you.
Thank you, Julia.
Bye. You bet. Bye.